Hello everyone and welcome to Tuesday's guided reading time. Today's book is called Hungry Harry. Have a look at the front cover of this book. There's a frog on the front with his tongue sticking out, a dragonfly, some flowers around. We're going to start today by looking at our reading rainbow and answering a question straight away. The question is all about what kind of book it is. Can you see the signpost at the top of the screen? It says non-fiction story. So do you think Hungry Harry is a non-fiction book? Or do you think Hungry Harry is a storybook? Have a think. Pause the video and have a think and tell me your answer. And try and use this sentence starter. I know this is a because. I think that Hungry Harry is a storybook. You can get information books, non-fiction books about frogs, can't you, from our library and other places? But it doesn't say all about frogs. It's given the frog a name, which makes me think it's a story. And the picture is like a cartoon drawing rather than a real photograph of a frog that you might find on an information book. So I think it's a story. Let's read it and find out. And you can read after me. Hungry Harry. Harry Frog was feeling hungry. What's for dinner? He asked his mum. Well, I think you're old enough to look for your own food now, said Mummy Frog. Brilliant, cried Harry, and off he leaped across the lily pond. Till he came to some tall reeds. There's sure to be something tasty here, said Harry, licking his lips. Sure enough, there was a delicious-looking dragonfly. Harry was just about to jump when I'm going to share my reading rainbow with you again now. And this time we're going to look at making predictions. See if I can go back to the reading rainbow. We're going to make a prediction. We're going to make a few predictions through the story. We won't click back to our rainbow every time, but this is going to be our sentence starter. We, or you can say I, predict that. Okay, so what do you think will happen when Harry was just about to jump? I predict that. Stop the video and have a think. Some good ideas. Some people think that Harry's going to fall in the water, maybe. Let's see. The dragonfly flew off high into the air. You can't eat me, he said. I'm much too quick for you. Harry was wondering what to do next when suddenly he saw a big juicy caterpillar on a twig above him. Goody, goody. Dinner at last, cried Harry. But when he flicked out his long tongue to catch it, what do you think happens next? Pause the video and tell me what you think. I predict that. Well done. The caterpillar can't fly away, can it? Will it get away? Let's see. The caterpillar laughed. You can't eat me, she said. My hairs would tickle your tongue. Never mind. I'll find something soon, said Harry. He bounced on until he met a scrumptious-looking snail crawling towards him. Yummy, yummy, said Harry. But when he reached it, how's the snail going to get away from being eaten? He can't fly away. He's not hairy. Pause the video. What's going to happen next? Remember, I predict that. And I don't think the snail can run away really quickly, can he? Let's see. The snail's head suddenly disappeared. You can't eat me, said the snail from inside its shell. I'm much too clever. Harry was getting hungrier and hungrier. He was just about to give up and go home to his mum when he spotted a squirmy worm wriggling along. Now's my chance, said Harry. But just as he was about to catch the worm in his big wide mouth, what do you think happened now? The worm can't fly away. He's not hairy. Hasn't got a shell to hide in. What will happen? Pause the video and tell me what you think. I predict that it slithered down into a wormhole. You can't eat me, shouted the worm. I'm too squiggly and squirmy. Harry felt very fed up. He would go home to his mum. But just as he turned to hop back, he saw something he'd never seen before. It didn't look too quick. It didn't look too tickly. It didn't look too clever. And it didn't look too squiggly and squirmy. In fact, it looked absolutely delicious. And what was more, There was enough for everyone. Harry had found a picnic basket full of good food for everyone. Clever Harry. Let's end with looking once more at our reading rainbow. And we're going to have a think about the characters. Let's go back to our rainbow and click on our characters. Now think about the main character. Harry was the main character in our story today. Did you like him? Tell me a sentence. I liked the main character because, or you might say, I didn't like the main character because. Have a think and tell me your answer. I liked Harry. I liked the main character, Harry, because he didn't give up, even when it was hard to find food and he was getting hungrier and hungrier. I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I did. I'll see you again tomorrow.